Welcome to A Place to Ponder. This is a show where I talk to young creative people about their beginnings, their inspirations and their work to date. So thank you for coming on, I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
I know that you do both acting and singing. So I guess the first place I'd like to start is, where did that start? Where did your passion for that come from, and where did you learn and things like that?
Yeah. Well, my dad's an actor.
Okay.
So I've kind of grown up my whole life having someone around who, obviously our main income was brought in by acting.
Yeah.
Which I've learned my whole life that the creative industry isn't plain sailing. So there's been times where my dad has loads of money and then like from a big job, and then we're sweet, and then for a while he might not have a lot of work. So I've sort of grown up with a very no nonsense, like I know that it's not going to definitely work out.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's my passion completely. Like performing has always been. I've never even considered anything else. Like I just grow up thinking, oh yeah, one day I'm going to do what my dad does. Like there was never any other option. But also, I was never like, oh, I can't wait until I'm, famous and So I don't know. I'm very grateful for him, because I think a lot of people sort of go into it thinking it's all, glitz and glamour and lovely. Yeah. But no, and then at school I didn't like school really.
Yeah.
I did music and drama and all of that, but can't say I got very good grades in. Well, I did in music and drama, but not my other stuff. And then I don't know. I think that in my head I've always just known that I would work it out some way or another.
Yeah, I think that's so good. And also, I guess, having your dad, it's like, although it has been up and down, it's sort of like, that it is viable. Because I think, like, I come from a background where, like, my dad's in business, my mum works in finance, and sort of I used to dance at school, and so trying to come through that barrier of, like, it is an actual option.
Yeah.
So it's good that you've got that sort of role model, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm grateful definitely in that way, because there are some people that have to battle with their parents even when they're explaining the type of job that they want to do.
Yeah.
I mean, my poor mum, my mum's a teacher, so she has a very different job.
Yeah.
But she's had to put up with me and my dad being like, oh, I don't have any work, what am I going to do? Like up and down.
Oh,
me and him are really similar. So.
Yeah. So did you study it? Is that how you got into it? Or is it just sort of a hobby that you've made professional?
I didn't really have singing lessons as a kid.
Yeah.
I just think it started because I just used to like singing around the house all the time when I was happy.
Yeah.
And even now, if I'm in a good mood, I can't help but just like sing or hum. And then I didn't really have any singing lessons. But then at school, I did music and drama GCSE. I was a musical theatre nerd at school, so I was like in all the school plays. But I was also kind of. I always say I was in like the popular girls group, but I was the only one out of them that did all the school plays.
Yeah.
So they don't take the piss out of me like, oh, drama nerd, all of this, and I just like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Because I've always just known that was what I wanted to do. So I've always had like friends in different groups. So then, I don't know. I just kind of went through school my own way, and then I was talking to my dad about this, but I had a really awful A-level drama teacher. Oh my god, I hope she never hears it. Well, I don't care if she hears this.
Yeah, she deserves to know.
Yeah, she literally does. Like, but she was so horrible, and I loved drama. I loved it, and I was so excited to be in the classroom. And she would call me petulant, rude, and like she said something to my mum in parents' evening once that was so horrible about me. My mum was like, "You're going to have to stop talking about my daughter like that."
Oh my gosh.
But anyway. Oh my god, just choked.
It's just getting too emotional.
I know. It was just such a hard time. No, so I had her for A-level, and then I didn't take drama after the first year of in year 12, because I moved school because I was just not at a good school for my first year of sixth form, and I moved and then didn't carry on drama, and then looking back on it, I was just like, I know that it was her that ruined it for me.
Yeah, that's such a shame. But now I saw you're going to be, or you're in the Alienist, so you can tell her to go away after all that mean stuff.
So, but I just think I've just learned, like, maybe if I had gone down a different route, stayed doing drama A-level, then gone to drama school, I probably wouldn't have had a job for Netflix last year. Do you know what I mean? So I just think there are so many people that put pressure on, oh, you should do this at A-level, then go into drama school. Like, no, you don't have to do any of that.
No.
So no, I have times when I'm like, oh, should I have done this? Should I have done that? But
well, it seems to be working for you, so I don't think you can ever think back. But and did you go to uni, or was that off the cards for you?
No, I did go to uni. I when I was in sixth form, I got it was kind of an unconditional offer, but like it was, you had to just pass the audition. I went to BIM London. I don't know if you've heard of BIM.
Yeah, I've heard of BIM.
Yeah, so it's very practical. Like they kind of let you decide the way that you want to tailor your degree.
Yeah.
So I did an audition there, and they were like, you have to just get 2 E's at A-level to come here.
Oh, wow.
And because I wasn't very motivated for my A-levels.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I was always told at school, oh, she's so bright, but she doesn't, put the hours in to revise. Yeah. So then when I heard that, I just was so excited to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't really. But also, I was going to say I didn't really care about doing my A-levels to a really good degree, but no one's ever asked me
for your A-levels
what I got.
Yeah, it is. It's such a myth, isn't it? When you're in school and everyone's like so competitive, like I want to get this, I want to get that, and then you get to adulthood and it's like, so what experience do you have?
I know, and you're like, none, because I was at school.
I was too busy doing these shitty exams.
Literally. But no, so I went to uni, and I loved it. It was good fun.
Yeah.
But then I got the job for The Alienist, and it was just too difficult to do both. But yeah, it was quite a good feeling. I was like,
that's
I'm
amazing.
just going to drop out of uni.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm a professional now.
Yeah.
So I saw you on my friend Jodie Bryant's Lockdown Live series, and you were saying how you were happy that you feel very like privileged to be able to do both acting and singing. So if you were told that you could only do one, which one would you choose and why?
That's such a hard question for me, because
sorry.
I think no, it's all right. I think until recently I would have been like music, as in I would have given up acting, but only because music was the one that I stuck with at school, and after that thing happened with my drama teacher, I was like, no, okay, music is the one that I want to stick with. But then I think realising recently, oh my god, I don't know, it's such a hard question, because I did start with the music first and then acting came afterwards.
Yeah.
But acting is so natural for me. I feel like I put in, not that I put in less, but when I'm doing an acting job where I'm acting, I just feel like it's almost genetic with my dad, that I just find it really natural. So I put way more stress on the music stuff than I do with acting, just because I feel like it comes pretty naturally to me. Whereas the music industry, there's just a lot of pressure, a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And oh god, I don't know. Sorry, I'm going off the question.
That's fine.
I don't know. Okay. I literally don't know what I would do now.
That's fine.
They're kind of interweaving a lot. My acting agent's really supportive of the music and vice versa. So I kind of just see myself as one performer now. You know.
Yeah. That's so
yeah, they're kind of moulding.
I think that's unique as well, because often people feel pressure to be successful. You have to be good at one thing, I think. Whereas it's quite nice that you're sort of hedging your bets, if you could put it like that.
Also, I mean, my dad has like got so many side hustles. Like he's, I think he just decided, I want to be a performer, a creative. I want to surround myself with lots of different ways I can stay afloat.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I'm kind of going for, because I mean, there's so many singers out there, it's so competitive.
Yeah.
And for me, it's not that I need to be a singer, it's that I need to be performing and being creative.
Yeah.
So I just feel like I wouldn't say, oh, I'm a singer, I'd just say that I'm a creative. So I think that I'm happy with being that.
I like that answer. And so who inspires you in the acting industry? Is there anyone you look up to and you think, that's like what I would aspire to be? Or is it just sort of you've got your style and you're set in that and you're happy just being who you are, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, I try not to like, I mean, there's singers more so that I look up to and I'm like, oh, they're doing this with their career, they're doing that. But I think that's because it's so accessible on Instagram.
Yeah.
Because
for sure.
on Instagram you're like, oh, this person's playing at this event, this person's doing that. But because I don't have many actor friends.
Yeah.
Whereas I've got more like music friends. So if I'm gonna be looking at what other people are doing, it's more likely music stuff.
Yeah.
But in terms of like looking up to people, not as in comparing myself, which I think I was just discussing then because. Sorry, I'm going off on one, but
that's fine. You know, take your time. We've got all day.
Blabbering.
We're in lockdown, so there's no rush anywhere.
Oh my god, I can't think of her name. Who's the girl that plays? Have you seen Normal People?
Yeah. Daisy Edgar Jones, do you mean?
Yeah, I'm obsessed with Normal People, and Daisy Edgar Jones, I think, is incredible in it.
Yeah.
So,
and I think it's great because, like you were saying with the acting thing, and compared to singing, it's like, with singers, you do sort of follow their journey, whereas, like, with Daisy, I didn't realise she'd been in so many things before, like, big things like Outnumbered, and I can't remember, there's some other things, and then this one show was her break, so it's you don't realise with actors how hard they're hustling behind the scene, well, not behind the scenes because they're on the shows, but it takes that one thing for you to just fly, I guess.
Sure. I think and also even with singers, it's so like who's posting what on Instagram, who's got this many followers, who's playing at this show.
Yeah.
But with acting, it feels so much more. There's something appeals to me about it being more of a 9-to-5 job because you go in, do your hours, come out, and there's not as much pressure on. You know, because you have that one job and that's you sort of sorted for a while. But with music, it's like, am I doing this right? Am I playing enough shows? So it's definitely they're actually pretty different worlds when you're in both. But I've actually thinking about people that I'm sort of following what they're doing, like looking up to.
Yeah.
There's an actor called Raleigh Ritchie, and he is a singer and an actor, and we're both with the same agency. So it's just interesting that he was in Game of Thrones and he's just like released an album. So I'm just kind of looking at people like that I can see some similarities in myself with.
Yeah, I think that's nice.
He's really cool.
It's so strange to me because when you're younger, like I did musical theatre. I'm not an actress at all or a singer. I do a bit of dance on the side, but they always like say, oh, you've got to be a triple threat. But then you go into the big wide world and people do tend to be singers or actors or dancers. Like, I guess unless you're doing musicals, it's not as necessary to have to like do it all, but it's great if you can kind of thing. So that's really cool.
I think, musical theatre's a different thing. I think I've also been told your voice isn't a musical theatre voice, so
that was kind of
like
whoever said that.
I know. I was like, okay, but I see what you mean. Actually, you're always told, oh, you've got to have a triple threat thing going on, but really, people like structure. They like you being fitting into one mold or the other. So I think that's something that I do worry about sometimes. Like, oh, is she a singer? Is she an actor? Like, what does she want to do? So I kind of just want to push for this thing that I'm just a creative and I want to.
Create.
Be in the performance.
world. That's great. And how do you deal with rejection? I know that the industry is very competitive, and you mentioned comparing yourself to other singers and being told that you're not a musical theatre singer or whatever, things like that. How do you cope with that, and how do you stay grounded and keep going for what you want?
That is a good question. I mean, it's a famous thing for actors, like rejection. If you can't handle rejection as an actor, then you'll just fall apart.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, actually, especially in lockdown, I've been getting more auditions than normal. I don't know if I just seem to be going up for a lot of castings and I have to film them at home.
Yeah.
But, like, sometimes you just won't even hear back at all from they won't even say if you got it or not. You'll just keep doing them and one job will appear. And you could think like, oh, I did so well in that. I'm definitely right for this job. And they just don't even tell you if you did well or not. So I think acting has conditioned me to be fine with rejection.
Yeah.
Because also, I really enjoy doing the audition. So if I get sent one, I'm like, yes, get to like, stimulate my brain. And I do it with my dad. So it's time for us to spend together. So then usually I'm just like, okay, that was fun. Like if I get the job, then it's a bonus. You just have to love doing the audition because that's the bit that I'm passionate about. And to be honest, when I got the Alienist job, my agent called me, oh, do you remember that job you auditioned for a few months ago? And I was like, no, I literally, because when I've done it, I'm like, tick, right, if I get it, fine, but if not, then move on. So I try and apply that to music as well, because I'm really saying that music stuff it's just more competitive in that way, because you could directly see in who your competition is. But with acting auditions, I don't know who else I'm going up with.
Yeah, I think it's really refreshing to hear you saying that you are just like grateful and enjoying the process, and not and not to get hung up on waiting to hear back. Like you are passionate about the job, of course, but hearing that you don't let it consume your life, I think that's really really cool.
No, I'm like, you can't at all. And I think the bottom line with that is just, it's the same goes for singing. So if you're just loving being in the studio, making the music, and the same as doing the audition tape, then anything that comes afterwards is a bonus. Because if you just love doing it, then you're like, yeah, this is so fun, I love what I'm making. And if the end product, it's not received well, then that's their problem. It's not my problem. You know?
Like you're proud of what you've done.
Yeah, you just have to love what you're doing. Otherwise, it could get probably pretty draining.
Problematic, yeah.
Yeah.
So you brought out your new EP, Daughter. I think it was like a week or so ago, a few weeks ago.
Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago today, I think.
2 weeks ago today. Well, happy 2 weeks for Daughter.
Thank you.
EP.
My child.
Yeah, your daughter. So why did you choose Daughter to name your EP? I know it's one of your song titles, but what made you choose that as the title of your EP?
I just think I've got fluff in my mouth from my top. I'm wearing a really fluffy top, and
so
it's
cute,
in my mouth. I just really like the word daughter. I just think it's so strong.
Yeah.
And I don't know, something about the capital D and just the word really appealed to me. And when, I guess it kind of came from, because I used to really like the singer called Daughter. I don't know if you remember who she was. She was a singer a few years ago, and she sung this song called Youth. And remember at the time, me and my dad were listening to her in the car. It's like when I was on the way to school.
Yeah.
And he was like, damn, Daughter is such a good name for a band or like an artist. It's just so strong and female, and like when you say the word, it makes you kind of feel good.
Yeah,
because every woman is someone's daughter. So I just think it gives me a sense of community, but not exclusive just to females. You know.
I think I thought it was such a cool name. Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
Yeah, that's great. And so I've been listening to your music for a short while. Well, actually quite a long time. Since you released Realised and things like that. So it feels like your sound has changed. It feels like it's become slightly darker in a way.
Yeah.
Is there any particular thing that caused that change, or has it just been like a case of you've just grown up and that's just happened?
Yeah, I feel like, because I still really like dance music, drum and bass, all of that, like house, disco, whatever. And I just love the underground, like, rave scene. And I have friends that throw events and stuff. And I was just thinking about my music, and I was like, I kind of just want something that represents a little bit more of the stuff that I actually listen to. Yeah. Because I'm a very happy, positive, like, non-confrontational person. So a lot of my personality is reflected in the happy, bubbly, cutesiness. But then there's also a part of me, like, I was kind of naughty at school. Like, I loved going out, and I'm not an angel, as I'm sure no one else is. No. So I don't know. I just kind of want my music to reflect all different aspects of my personality, because we can't be positive and bubbly all the time.
No, I think that's so true.
Yeah.
It's so hard. So do you have a favourite song on the EP?
I think Sorry, my brother just came in my room and he was just staring at me like...
Threw you off. Who are you talking to?
My favourite song... I would say I really like Nothing on You, which is the darkest, like...
Yeah.
Heaviest one. I don't know, I just loved making it. I feel like it's a pretty unique song. It doesn't really fit into a box of what it is, and I think it's the first step of me kind of exploring where I want to go, what kind of sound I want to be making next. But I love each one of them for a different reason.
I'm sure, and it's another like one of those stupid questions that's like really hard to answer.
No, it's not at all.
It's Nothing on You the one you did the music video for with the...
No, I didn't do a video for that one actually.
Okay.
It's a fourth track on the EP, and it's got like a proper, not a drop, but it's like heavy bass.
Yeah.
But the other one, Better Than You Do, was the voodoo doll kind of creepy music video, and that's also one of my favourites.
Yeah. It was. I loved how different it was, because I've seen your previous music videos and they're so cute, and I did love that too. But it's just like there's such strong contrast.
Yeah. Contrast, so for sure. That's kind of what I'm going for. I think that just kind of reflects what I was saying earlier about like the music acting. Like I'm just a mixture of different things, and I just want to be creative with it.
And show it.
Yeah, and like with acting, I have to play how many different characters all the time. So I just think that's also what I want to portray in my music. I don't think I want to... Because everyone's always like, oh, build your brand, the Glowe brand. What is Glowe? And I don't want to be one thing the whole time, because that's just not real.
Yeah, I think often, like, I've seen when you were talking to Jodie again, you said that you found Dua Lipa quite inspiring, and I think the way she has changed her music, you can tell she's now being herself. I feel like maybe when she was younger, she was being told what you had told, like, what's your brand, like, just build it, and for other people to like. But I think the minute you start doing things that you like, it actually goes down a bit better.
And that's not to say that I know what I'm doing right now, because like I'm crippled with self-doubt a lot of the time.
No, don't say that,
because
you're great.
Okay, that was really intense. I'm not crippled with self-doubt. I just like that everyone is. Like there are days when you're like, oh my god, is this song even good? Have I listened to it too many times? Like what even is this song?
Yeah.
And then there are some days when I'm like, yes, I love myself. I'm so good at this.
Yeah.
And like, you can ask Beyonce and she would say the same thing.
Completely. I think it's just like, it is that thing, if you, like, say you're a painter, you stare at your painting too much, you're going to make yourself believe it's like rubbish. Yeah. So I think it's a case of you make it, you create it, and then you just accept what it is.
And for sure. And like, I just always seek comfort in that everyone feels the same way, because there is no one that is 100% satisfied with what they're doing. But you just gotta... I think you have to remember how you felt the first time you saw it, or you made something and you're like, yeah, this is so good.
Yeah.
It's definitely a journey. I mean,
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't relate, but I'm sure. So I asked you to wear something that you felt most represents you. Are you happy to talk a bit about what you're wearing and why you chose it and why you think it most represents you?
Yeah, I mean, although we were just saying that I'm kind of going down a bit of a darker, edgier route, it genuinely depends on what I'm feeling that day.
Yeah.
Like some days I love like a baggy black t-shirt and chunky shoes, but today, it's actually my friend's birthday today and we're having a little barbecue, and it's a surprise, but I guess this hasn't come out before. For a few days, before tonight, but yeah, surprise, Beck.
Oh,
but
that's so nice.
It's my friend, this is so relevant, my friend Brad has a bar at the bottom of his garden, so we're going to like jump out, surprise her.
Oh, that's so cute.
I'm just feeling positive, happy today, and I think genuinely I'll just wear whatever I'm thinking that day.
Yeah.
My housemate bought me this top, and I got the skirt in Budapest when I was in the Alienist. So my outfit definitely changes my mood for the day.
Yeah.
Don't you hate it when you go out wearing an outfit that you're not happy with.
Oh my god, it happens all
Literally
the time.
is the worst thing ever.
And for me, it's always a case of, like, I went out the other day and I was thinking, I was like meeting people that I didn't know, social distance, don't come out, guys. And I was thinking about what will they be wearing, and so I was trying to dress as how I thought they would, and then I went out and I was feeling like utter shit about myself. So I was like, this is just not how I feel comfortable. So I need to just stop doing that. So
no, I'm so bad for that, and then I'll be like, why am I wearing this? They think that I'm weird for wearing this. But no, I'm feeling it's a sunny, colourful day today.
Yeah, for sure. And you're really representing that day. So your mood is what affects your outfits in the morning, how you feel, and you go by that. It's not like, I totally get that. And so when it comes to fashion, who inspires you? Do you have any inspirations or
fashion? I feel like my housemates. I'm at home now with my family.
Yeah.
Which I don't really know why I'm still here. I could just go back to my flat, but don't want to give up the home setting.
Yeah.
But I live with two girls that have amazing wardrobes, and like it's a bit of a thing for me where I'm like, oh my god, like I want to have the nicest clothes as well.
Yeah.
So, and we all have share our stuff. So I think it's kind of, we'll be sitting there talking like, oh, I like this, maybe you should wear it with that. So I think each of us influence each other's style.
Yeah.
And we're like proper sisters, like arguing over clothes. So.
Oh, that's so nice though. It's like 3 wardrobes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
No. I guess it is probably my friends, because your friendship group, it kind of just dictates what you're wearing, just because they're the people you're around with the most. But I think like, in terms of famous people, or like
literally the answer of your friends is great, because I feel like when that question is always asked, it's like, well, which famous person would I want to live? But I think it's so cool that it's like, it's just your friends, it's the people that are around you.
Yeah, for sure.
Really inspire you. And so to end, is there like a mantra or a quote that you tend to live your life by, or keeps you like positive when times are a bit darker than you'd hoped?
Yeah. It was actually something that a teacher said to me once.
Okay.
Because when I was doing music A-level, I was the only music A-level student, and I had this one teacher the whole time. And because it was like classical music, don't get me wrong, I literally loved studying classical music. I played the cello and the piano, but I just hated it by the end.
Yeah, I'm sure.
He was like this, he really got me as well, and he was just sitting there one day and I was like, I literally don't want to do this is so long, like I'm gonna fail my A-level. And he just looked at me and he was like, I just think you're gonna be fine. He was like, even if you don't do well in this, you've got an aura about you you're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, he's a A-level teacher, his job is to, you'd think would be to get me to pass the exam, but he was like this northern guy. I was like, nah, you'll be all right, don't worry. And I was like, oh, thanks.
That's so nice. Like, it's so simple, but that's so nice. Yeah.
So I just think, I think for anyone that's like stuck in that thing of school, maybe you didn't do as well as you thought, or people have always been like to you, oh, you need to do this, you need to get these grades. Like, it's entirely about your attitude.
Yeah.
If you're just like, nah, I'm going to go out and do it my way, then that it'll happen for you. And I think just having a teacher who I thought would have a totally different opinion, just confirming like, yeah, you're going to be fine. I was like, oh, all right.
That's
guess
so
I will.
Nice. I love that. I was expecting some sort of flamboyant, really deep, like Buddhist mantra. But I love that. I love the simplicity in it. That's great.
Yeah, no, just you'll be fine, really.
Yeah. Aw, well, that's so nice. Well, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
And good luck with all your future ventures.
Oh, thanks. Well,
I'll be watching you through Instagram, feeling bad about myself.
My ups and downs. Oh no!
Not joking.
My crippling self-doubt, apparently. I don't really know where that came from.
That was dark. That's so funny. Well, have a lovely day and have fun at your friend's barbecue.
Thanks. You too.